Hi, I'm Phil from Driftworks, and this is my V10 M3 restoration project. Jay's still having a little bit of fun there. Loving life, Jay?
Yeah, loving it.
But, new things. Say hello to Ben from Hack Engineering and my V10 in the house. Didn't even write off your van.
No, it's home.
So that looks quite a fair bit fancier than the last time I saw it.
There's a fair bit of work involved.
Yeah, it was a little bit. I was a little bit optimistic, perhaps, about the condition of the engine. It wasn't quite as expected, was it?
No. So it looked like, well, with these basically they eat big end bearings for fun.
Yeah.
And it looked like it had done that. And it had to an extent, but actually the kind of root of the problem was a little bit deeper.
It's a bit more serious than just running bearings and a slightly scored crank.
Yeah, so we assumed kind of from your assessment that was the case, and as we went deeper it turns out there's a little bit more to it. It turned into quite a bit more work than expected, but I mean nothing too drastic, but more drastic than a crank swap is.
Yeah, absolutely. So the number one cause of said issues.
Yeah, so it turns out on older or sort of earlier S85s, they basically got a crank-driven Vanos pump, which pumps high-pressure oil up to the Vanos units, and the earlier ones have.
So that's the drive unit.
So yeah, this goes on the end of the crank, so it sits sort of just behind this bit here.
Yeah.
Essentially, these had shallower teeth on the earlier ones, and the result is it's actually broken a tooth off.
That's mad, isn't it?
Which BMW updated, but that chunk's gone right through the engine, through absolutely everything.
I presume we've got an updated one now.
Yeah, it's all updated.
So what's actually physically different? Is it slightly wider or something?
So their teeth are actually taller,
okay.
so they come to more of a sort of spike, if you will. So they, and that as well, so both redesigned to sit far deeper into each other.
Right.
And that stops the problem, in theory. I mean, it seems to have worked.
We hope.
No one else has problems.
Crossing fingers.
But that chunk has then gone, as I said, through the oil pump. So I think I sent you a photo of a nice massive chunk missing out of one of the oil pump sort of rotors.
I had to source another used oil pump, which actually was handily from the same guy that I got the used crank off. Yeah. And the crank was in really good condition, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It just needed a light polish, did it?
Yeah. Had a couple of very slight marks on it, but after a bit of a polish, they're absolutely fine, and it measured up perfect. So
and to be fair, like this is the one that came out of it. I don't think this is going to be too bad, considering this will probably grind and have some slightly different size bearings, won't it?
Yeah. I mean, it definitely needs work, but
it's not scrap, is it?
No, I don't think so.
Excellent.
It's had obviously new crank. The cams looked really quite bad.
Yeah, I was really surprised when we saw those.
Really,
oh, was it?
Yeah. It was sort of pitting on the lobes. I actually got them in the box, but
they're in here. Let's have a look at them.
Yeah. So which one was it? It's one that's particularly. Yeah, there you go. Really quite nasty.
Really focus. They're just from sitting.
That's what I was wondering. I did wonder whether it was just literally because it had sat for some time, but it's weird that it's on just that one primarily as well.
And it's weird, it was only on cylinder one, on two of the cams.
Was it on two inlets or?
2 inlets. So where's the other one? Probably picked up the wrong cam.
Why got so many cams? A waste of cams.
You just like single
one cam.
Jay's all about push
so this one's probably slightly worse, really.
Okay, so that's got 2 on that, but That's horrible. So yeah, again, I was really lucky, and I managed to source a set of used cams. I can't remember, were they from the same guy as well?
Yeah.
So
he dropped everything off, and he was local to us, so he turned up in his V8 Jag with a boot full of S85
I mean, it was brilliant, So I was just like, oh, have you got one of these? He was like, yes, and just dropped it down to you within a couple of hours. Absolutely superb.
We had quite a good chat with him, so he breaks M5s, M6s and Maseratis if you ever need anything.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Not that I'll ever need anything again for this, because it's perfect now, right?
Hopefully. No, a lot of work went into it just to make sure it's good.
I really appreciate it.
I'd like it if it looked a bit better, but it's a lot better than it was.
Well, that's kind of, we've got a bit of work to do there, but it does look a lot better than it did when we gave it to you. So what process have you done to clean it up? The bits that we
have an in-house machine shop where we do cylinder heads and boring blocks and stuff like that. So we've got a massive ultrasonic cleaner, so everything that we took off, so this is a bed plate that sandwiches the crank, and the sump, these as well.
So that's come off basically too.
Yeah, and that's all been through our cleaner. So there's still little bits of corrosion which you can't really help, but obviously it looks a lot better than it did.
It really does.
And then I probably spent about 6 hours with alloy wheel cleaner and brake cleaner and various other bits trying to get this cleaner. So.
No, it looks like a different engine. There are some bits that, some ancillary bits that I've still got to sort, or I'll say because it's probably going to be you, isn't it, Jay?
Yeah, can't wait.
But yeah, there's stuff that, like the hard pipe for the Vanos line and things like that, the bracket on that needs some rust treatment. Oh, these have been replaced, I see.
Yeah, so we developed these, kind of basically use your engine as a guinea pig. So we're going to add those to our website shop, so we do all sorts of BMW bits.
Yeah, they look really fancy.
Yeah, so it should last a lot better than the original ones, which were absolutely horrible.
So yeah, as I say, there's some bits and pieces that we need to tidy up or replace, but it's really looking like a completely different engine, and internally it should spin round without grinding itself to bits now as well.
Hopefully.
So what was the actual process for sort of swapping the crank then? Because it's quite a complicated engine. It doesn't just drop out the bottom, does it?
Yeah, I mean, I think you were stood next to Craig and he rang me when this kind of first came about. So I've known Craig for a few years.
Actually, on that note, I didn't realise that we've met before as well.
Yeah, I've been up here with my car a couple of times.
So, and you were on also the performance BMW shoot, wasn't it? Of this car.
Yeah. So
when it didn't quite look like this. Have you got it just?
I keep the instruction manual close by, you know.
I swear to God, this is not here for this bloke, but that's mad. So yeah, it was on the cover of this, and you were here for the shoot.
I was behind the scenes for that. Yeah.
Excellent.
So I worked for the mag for 4.5 years or something.
Yeah.
Dedicated my life to it for a bit.
Excellent. So how did you start Hack then, based off that?
I left there and I went into engineering kind of bits for historic motorsport, which I kind of realised with the magazine that I like writing about stuff, but really I like doing stuff more. So, so I worked for a place building historic race Jaguar engines and Maserati engines, things like that. And then kind of from that decided I didn't like working for someone else. I started working for myself.
Yeah.
Obviously like BMWs and bits, and started just selling parts. And then basically so many people asked me to do work, I started doing it. So got a bigger workshop, got a bigger workshop.
Got some more tools, some more machines.
Yeah, and then ended up surrounded by engines all the time basically.
Yeah. So it's really cool because I mean I've been kind of out of the scene of E46 and BMW stuff for a while. I've had my E92s and E90s, but they were always sort of maintained by ourselves, so we never had engine issues or anything like that. So I wasn't really that aware of you, but you guys seem to have an absolutely fantastic reputation for doing the work that you do. So I was kind of very pleased that you were quite keen to take on my little project. Yeah, my idea was that I'd squeeze it in sort of a few days in between Christmas and New Year, but it turned into a bit of a bigger project than that. So. I mean, a word that is quite often used with stuff that I'm involved with is escalation. I think that this may have escalated a little, but I will say, hang on a minute, I will say I'm quite proud of myself. The cams that we put back in it are standard. The crank that we put back in it is standard.
Well, there's no point, it's just never going to make any power.
Shut up about LSs. So yeah, I'm very proud of myself. I didn't get too carried away with that, and we just wanted to get it running in sort of standard form, back in the car as quick as possible, which, you know, it's now February. We wanted the whole car completed by February, really, didn't we, Jay?
Yeah, we did, yeah.
Yeah, but someone got carried away. Not me. Maybe you. Maybe Craig.
Maybe this year.
Yeah. No, we're really looking forward to getting this back in. We've got quite a bit more fabrication work to do to actually make it fit in the new way, because we've changed how the steering works on the car.
What we're saying is basically we've got to do the whole conversion again.
Exactly, but at least we've got a little bit of experience with it this time.
Yeah, but I've seen Craig's face when we talk about this.
Yeah, there's nothing like redoing work that you did 10 years ago. So it looks absolutely awesome. Thank you so much for taking on the project. It's I know it had to be slotted in amongst a lot of already organised work, so I really do appreciate it. And obviously you've been very fastidious about everything, it seems, and I'm really looking forward to getting it back in the car and up and running. Yeah, so yeah, I think we'll call that a day. Guys, check out Hack Engineering on the soch and the website, which you can find here. And yeah, thanks very much for watching. Jay, I guess it's down to you now to start modifying that sump.
Yeah, quickly put that back
get
in that
the
hole,
Yeah, we've got to modify the cross member as well. There's lots more fabrication to do, but at least it's not on the chassis this time, AJ.
Well, yeah.
We'll see. Yeah, thanks very much for watching, guys, and yeah, we'll see you next time. Make sure you're subscribed, make sure you give us a like if you enjoyed the video. My own personal Instagram is philmorrisondw, and yeah, see you next time. Cheers.
At Driftworks, we've helped over 50,000 happy customers since 2004. Our huge online parts store is simple to use, with superb shipping rates to anywhere in the world, and finance options available for UK customers. We live and breathe wheel fitment, so if you have any questions about your own car or any of our products before placing an order, please drop us an email at shop@driftworks.com or give us a call. Thanks for watching.